Good morning and welcome back. We are here with another video going into some more adventuring and voyaging for our journey in the Argo in Cycle 1. In the last video, we did our second fight with Labyrintharos 3. It was an okay fight. I think we had a good showing of what happens when you become too aggressive, and then you get punished for it. So I think it's a good fight to compare to our first fight with Labby 3, where we were a bit more patient and being a little more strategic with it. We had some good luck and a lot of bad luck in yesterday's fight. We did lose our Maze Runner Titan, unfortunately, but we did get one more core for Labby, so we can reconstruct the Maze Runner Titan today if we would like to. Let's see. We also had an awakening yesterday, which was awesome to be able to see on camera, and that was probably my favorite moment of just doing these playthroughs so far, was being able to show that excitement that happens when you're like, I'm about to die, this sucks, screw it. And then we had an awesome awakening. A couple of things that I want to get into before we actually begin today's journey. Let me jump over to our view here. And actually we will need this view. So we need to add one more progress to our Inwards Odyssey. We had a crit yesterday at the end of the video where we got, where the crit effect was that we get one more progress token. And so because we were already maxed out on our progress for the story card, we're going to add that progress token to our Inwards Odyssey. And so we just added that there. So let's make a note in our timeline now that we also need to read IO 14. Okay. What else do we need to do here? We need to add to our Eschaton Stone threshold, or really we need to technically do a roll for it, but our Eschaton Stone threshold for Fisher right now is 0, so we'll automatically be raising it by 1. So I'm not even going to do a dice roll for that. We can't roll less than 0. So let me go into, sorry, I keep losing my scribe app here. Here, go to Fisher, and let's make a note that her threshold is now 1. And lastly, we need to move the Pursuer 1. So because we had that awakening, we had a God form symbol. I'm sorry, not a God form symbol, an adversary with it. Let me show that on camera really quickly. Ooh, lighting's not great there, but yeah, so on that you can see roll a d10. On a 10 you have awakened, and so we also have that adversary symbol right there. I had this die here as a reminder that we need to do 1 adversary activation, and so we're just going to move our adversary from here. We're going to move him north 1 towards our Argo. Gotcha. Oh, there we go. I had the wrong view, so we moved him up to here. And I think with that, we're ready to move on from our encounter phase of the day. We're still on day 43 here. What we're hoping to do in this video is maybe get through and get to the second Temple of the Minotaur and advance from, let's see, we're on story 3A, right? Hopefully advance from story 3A to 3B. That would be good. And then, yeah, we'll see where we go from there. Let's bring back our scribe app over here. Go to timeline. Now we just finished our encounter phase, so we are now on the advancement phase. I keep calling these phases. I think I actually should be calling them steps. Yeah, these are steps. All right, I'll change my phrasing of it from now on, hopefully. So in the advancement step, we have a structural research that we can do. So let's go ahead and take a look at our technologies and see exactly what we can craft. Let's see, we have, well, we recently had some crew losses. So this technology for crew expansion sounds like it could be helpful for us. Port recruitment, city negotiation, gain 1 Argo Fate and 1 stranger to gain 1 crew. This is pretty good. I think we might go with this one. It won't be an immediate benefit to us, but I don't think there's any structural technologies that are an immediate need for us. Advanced trading solutions. Oh, first time you use a negotiation ability each day, you may ignore its associated. Ah, okay, actually this was different than what I thought it was. Let's do this. Okay, yeah, what I thought this was, there is, I haven't talked about this one yet, there is a technology we have that is what, like Argo trading or something like that. Trading something or other. Where would it be? Trading. I'm looking for the word trading, at least trading solutions. Wow, that's not a great view for it. Maybe instead let's actually just pull out the card itself. Okay, here it is. Let's get our little card booster seat set up over here. Trade fleet dock. Yeah, so there we go. So with this trading technology, we can, if we're at a city as a negotiation, we can gain an Argo Fate and trade some of our resources in exchange for other ones. So if we desperately need some resources, we can get other ones. Note that we cannot get things like cores, nor can we get rare resources like ancient shells and all those good things. So this can be handy if you're just shy of some resources, like if you really like all the equipment that comes from the Hecaton tree of technologies. This could be something that's really useful for you to get the stuff that you actually want. But yeah, so I thought this was going to be some other upgrade to that, but it's not. Let me go back to this. So let's go back to our projects. And so this advanced trading solutions, I think I'm going to do this one. I think we do want both the advanced trading solutions and crew expansion, but I'm going to prioritize the, I should probably really prioritize crew expansion. I don't think we're going to find a city soon. Anyway, well, our last visited city token did move. So if we really wanted to, we could hit this tile here because it has a city on it. So it's not our last visited city. We can still go to it and do our negotiation things there. Let's prioritize the crew. If we can get crew back, like being able to avoid Argo Fate is nice. Being able to get crew is necessary. So we'll do that. Oh, and what is advanced crew expansion? So this is one that we just unlocked as a new future technology. Security protocol. Ah, okay. So this is the technology that would allow us to protect against crew loss. Ooh. And we could get, for the loss of 8 trireme resources, we could add a recruitment drive exploration card to the exploration deck. Okay, so maybe now I'm thinking I might even want to prioritize this advanced crew expansion over the advanced trading solutions. But hey, we'll figure that out when we get to our next structural research day. Okay, so we did our research there. Are there any things that we want to use, our technologies? Let's go ahead and take a look at our technologies that we do have and just see if there's anything we want to use. Negotiations aren't helpful since we're not on a city space right now. No, I don't think there's anything that we want to do. We can craft something. So we could craft, where would we go to do this? We could craft a Labyrinthoros. No, I'm sorry. We could craft a Maze Runner Titan since we have multiple Labyrinthoros cores. We'll probably do this. I think the weapon that I really want to get down the road probably take us 2 more like in-game weeks to be able to get this. But we really want to get the Mazimer, which is the upgrade to the Maze Mace that Solon's been using. And to get that, I think that weapon alone requires 2 Labyrinthoros cores because it's such a good weapon. So we'll go ahead and at least, we'll craft a Maze Runner Titan. And I say craft, but I forget what the term used for it is in game. But yeah, let's go to Titans. And I don't know if there's a better way of doing this in Scribe, but okay. So the cost of, and I'll just show this since I'm crafting a Titan for the first time. Let me grab the card over here. Nope, that's the wrong card. And I just threw the right card over here. Okay, there we go. So there is our Labyrinthoros Autopsy card, and we can see that the cost of creating a Maze Runner Titan is 1 Dreamwalker Titan and 1 Labyrinthoros core. So yeah, whoops, we don't need to add a new Titan. What we're going to do is I'm just going to convert. I don't know if this is the correct way of doing this. I don't know if you're technically supposed to kill a Titan, like mark one is dead and then add a new one, or if you can just change one of the current Titans to the correct class. But this is what we're going to do. We're just going to convert this class or this Titan to a Maze Runner. And we don't get any kind of special patterns or like trauma patterns or Kratos patterns right now. So we'll go back. So we have a Maze Runner Titan. And then let's go and subtract a Labyrinthoros core. Cool. So we have another Maze Runner Titan handy if we want to use it. I may be saving it because while I do have 2 Labyrinthoros cores right now, I kind of consider 2 of those to be reserved for that weapon. And so I feel like I effectively have 0 cores that I can use for more Maze Runner Titans. So I'm not going to use another Maze Runner Titan unless it's like a really important fight that I'm willing to sacrifice it for. So probably won't be using it in any of the upcoming timeline battles. So with that, I think we can end the advancement step of day 43. And then we would go on to the story step. And here, let's do our 2 things that we've noted. We had that hidden map code that we found on this tile on that iceberg. So we have code number 0312 that we have to read in our book. Find that real quick. Okay. 0312. You felt the unnatural cold for a few days now, and you have finally found its source. Giant mountains of ice slowly drifting in the midday sun, refusing to melt. You heard of such things from the academicians. I have to look at that word. Because I keep thinking it's like academians. But anyway. You've heard of such things from the academians of the last academy, and they are, in turn, wow, I can't talk. If I actually edited these videos, then I would go back and edit this and cut out some of these things, but we're just going to roll with it. And they in turn learned of them from the Phos scripture. But it is one thing to imagine it, and another thing to see it with your very own eyes. You notice black veins crisscrossing the ice, a dark omen indeed. You refuse to bring the Argo any closer for fear of ramming into one of those giants. As you observe the sunlight reflecting and refracting off the near-translucent surfaces of the icebergs, you are hit with sudden bouts of nostalgia for things that happened fairly recently, and eerily for things that you don't believe have come to pass yet. Someone's face twists in anger. Someone cries. Someone looks to the north. Delphi. Not yet. Dun dun dun. Interesting. So I will refuse to comment on that. But if you're familiar with the game, maybe you know some things about this. But we get to subtract 2 Argo Fate as our instruction here. Love that. That's cool. We're down to 0 Argo Fate. I love, love, love being at 0 Argo Fate. I feel like I have a lot of freedom. But if it's anything like the day we had a few days ago where we went from like 0 to 4, who knows? Maybe we'll get screwed. But now we can go and read our Inwards Odyssey number 14. What goodies could we get from this? It looks like I passed the page there. Where are we at? This should be just before the battles. Here we go. Okay. Title of this one is Remembrance Day. For many, the eschaton was the end of the world. Mountains shattered, seas boiled, rivers ran dry, and dry land was swallowed by tidal floods, with waves that would cover a titan. The 0-point entity, only mentioned in whispers and never seen, has cut a path through Hellas and beyond, leaving only desolation in its wake. It was 2 years before mortals recovered and once more ventured into the wide world, now infested by the very things that brought down Olympus, the primordials. For you, it's different. You don't remember much from before you were woken from the sleepless sleep. It all feels to you like a dream, the loss of civilization somehow less palpable, the road to recovery more clear. Maybe that is by design. Maybe your clean slate allows you to see more, experience more, make more enlightened choices, not marred by years of struggle, not influenced by hearts so heavy with loss. But then, why do you see those glimpses of your past lives at all? Why does melancholy strike you? Why do those pangs of love, hate, joy, sadness, and longing come and go as they please? You'd be perfect warriors without them. Thinking is good, says the old priest, seeing your faces. In moderation. Focus on the here and now, on the people we say goodbye to. The old priest is right. This is Remembrance Day, the only holiday on the Argo. A symbolic date to memorialize the eschaton, not to celebrate it or to lament it, to remember it, to see it for what it was, a turning point of mortal history. This is also the day you pay respect to all those fallen in the services of Argo, Argonauts, crew members, friends, even the Titans. There is as much sadness here as there is joy. If only we were there, one of you says without thinking. You could do what exactly? Snaps the old priest. Looking back is wise and respectful. Wishing to go back is cowardly and dangerous. It is refusing to grow up. If you could correct all your mistakes, how would you learn from them and avoid repeating them? Before you can respond, a Titan emerges on the Acropolis deck, carrying a boat on its back. The boat is filled with stones, one for each crew member who laid down their lives in the service of the Argo. The burden must be unimaginable, but the Titan bears it. It proceeds to the stern of the ship and then throws the stones into the sea, one by one. Finally, a seed will be planted for each of those stones. Whew, that's a powerful. That was a powerful section. Yeah, that's really cool. I'm really glad I'm going back and reading some of these things after having played the full game. I think it's a very time-consuming thing to go back and play a game like this a second time through. But yeah, I think that this section carries a little bit more meaning if you've played it before. Our instruction here is place X progress tokens on Inward Odyssey, where X is the number of Argonauts that have died until this moment. Gain 1 Titan for every 5 Titans you've lost until this moment. Finally, assign the Heavy Gear Training Pattern card to any of your current Titans and name this Titan. All right. So these are all great things. We're going to place, I think we've only had 1 Argonaut die. Yes, we have 1 Argonaut dead. Aster, who died in a fight, I'm pretty sure it was against the Hecaton before I started recording. She had drawn a, I think it's the grave trauma that basically says if your Titan dies during this fight, then the Argonaut dies as well. And unfortunately, that's what happened. So we will pay our respects for Aster and gain a progress token on Inward's Odyssey. Then we're to gain 1 Titan for every 5 Titans you've lost. We have 12 dead Titans, so we could gain 2. We only have room for 1. Gain 1 there. Then finally, we assign the Heavy Gear Training Pattern card to any of your current Titans and name this Titan. I love this card. Let me go ahead and find it really quickly and then I'll put it on our camera. Heavy Gear Training. The slightly annoying thing is that I really like putting this on an Earthshaker Titan, and I don't have Earthshaker Titans yet. But here's our Heavy Gear Training. Ignore up to 1 minus movement penalty from any 1 gear. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know how much this is gonna help in this cycle. There's not a lot of gear that we don't have any gear right now, I don't think, that has a movement penalty associated with it. Actually, so this is not the card that I thought it was. This one's kind of just okay. We may just put this on our Maze Runner Titan for the sake of having, like, her base trauma pattern really sucks, so I may just put this on there for the sake of like having a normal trauma increments on there for her. Yeah, I think let's do that. Okay, so I paused the video really quickly so I could look up what the ancient Greek word for burden was, and it looks like baros is the equivalent. That means a heavy weight or oppressive load, sometimes used in a spiritual or emotional manner. So let's use that as the name of our Maze Runner here. Maze Runner. And let's set the trauma pattern to Heavy Gear Training. Boom. Boom. All set. Cool. Okay. So not the trauma pattern that I thought it was, but that's fine. It still makes our Maze Runner slightly better. So we'll take that. Move these things out of the way and we'll go back to our map view. All right. So I think that wraps up our story step for today. This meaning this in-game day, not my actual day. All right, so yeah, let's move on. We're gonna move to we don't have anything for the Doom step. We are getting close to ending our Doom card here. We went through Doom card 2 very quickly, I think. So hopefully we'll be able to protect against that a little bit. We do have a third Doom card that we'll be switching to. So if we get through all of Doom card 3 before we finish the cycle, then that's another way you can lose the campaign. But I think we'll be okay, knock on wood. Excuse me. All right, so let's move on. Let's go to the next day. So we are on the movement step. We want to go west here to tile number 44, it looks like. Let me get our things out on the side over here. Boom. Boom. Prepare this over here. 44, another Hornsworn tile. Yeah, maybe let me increase the exposure on this camera a little bit more. Let me pause this really quickly. Oh, I thought I had paused the recording, but apparently I didn't. All right, well, maybe I'll edit that. Maybe I won't. I'm just hoping I didn't accidentally forget to unpause it at some point and then just lose track of where all my stuff was. Okay, so I just adjusted some of the exposure settings. So we'll keep this for a little bit. I think this looks a little bit nicer. And I was testing it out with the Nemos card there to make sure it worked for our other views. But okay, so we'll stick with this. Here is our exploration card number 40, or map tile number 44. Any hidden codes here? Most likely not, since we are close by to another one on that tile that we're currently on. I don't see anything. Okay. So let's go ahead and mark our timeline day here. Let's go ahead and put this map tile down and complete the movement. All right, so movement step done, timeline step done, exploration step doing now. Move that over here, get our view back. Oh, and we just had a timeline battle, so unfortunately we have to put, you know, all these cards back into our exploration deck here. Give these a shuffle. Hopefully we don't, knock on wood, draw something like Dog Days right at the beginning. I would not enjoy that. We really can't afford that crew loss right now. Okay, so we have our exploration deck shuffled there. Boom. Maze Pilgrim, okay. Oh, Theseus' cash, that's good. And we have, oh, amazing. And we have, we're going to immediately gain an Argo knowledge because we are on Hornsworn territory and we're allied with them. Okay, that's great. Minoan fleet. We're going to lose a Titan, that's fine. Wow, we're getting a lot of stacks here. Okay, that completes our first stack, and there's our second stack. So, I mean, a lot of cards, but also not really a lot of adversary symbols. We only got one. So let's go ahead and resolve these in order. Maze Pilgrim says, gain 1 stranger. If on a labyrinthian tile, gains 2 instead. Then if you have 3 or more, see the we have to see the Fated Conundrum Hub. Okay. I know we just did that one like a couple videos ago, or like the last adventure video, but I already kind of forget what it was like. But I think we're now a lot more concerned about losing crew, so that's going to be scary for us. Okay, so let's gain a stranger. I'm not gonna. Yeah, because trying to save against this stranger gain is not going to prevent us from seeing that Fated Conundrum Hub. So I think technically we should actually be fully resolving these in order. So I'll start doing that now. Okay, Fated Conundrum Hub number 14. This is going to require us to check another box on our fated events here. You felt something brewing for some time now. You have heard whispers of discontent. Some are wondering what they're doing on Crete in the middle of a conflict not their own. Others are coming dangerously close to sympathizing with the labyrinthian message. One morning you notice a pale drawing of the maze symbol on one of the bulkheads and you feel it in your guts. It's happening again. There's a growing number of labyrinthian converts on the ship. This is becoming a problem. Again. All right. So this is where we have the 2 choices. Our first choice is we can just lose a crew. Then we would lose 2 strangers, and our random Argonaut gains 1 despair token. And if Argo Fate is 5 or more, we gain a Doom. We don't have to worry about that. And Labyrinthian Diplomacy, we lose 1. The other options, or the other option is like we go through a test. Unfortunately, this would be a test where we are going for Courage, Will, or Wisdom. I think we decided that everybody has at most 1 for this Courage, Will, or Wisdom. Some people have a 2. Okay, yeah, so some people, the base test for this would be, it's 8 or higher, then +1 for each box after the first marked box. So we have 3 boxes total, so that'd be 2. So ultimately each Argonaut would have to test Courage, Will, or Wisdom of 10 or higher. And I should probably stop doing that noise into the microphone. I think it's probably annoying to listen to. So we would have to have really, I mean, if we at least get 2 successes, then we avoid. So previously, we were really afraid of doing that test and only getting 2 successes because we really wanted to be able to lose some strangers. But in this case, actually, the 2 success path seems really good because it only applies if Argo Fate is 4 or higher. And we are low on Argo Fate, so that will not apply. 3 or more successes would be great. We really want to avoid losing crew right now. So let's try doing this test. And if we can at least get 2 successes, then we'll be happy. And we'll just roll over top of our dice here. All right, so let's start with the easy ones first. Quote unquote easy, because we have Olympia and Oleander who should be able to get a bonus of 2. Courage, Will, or Wisdom, they have 2. So let's start with Oleander. Oleander, I trust you right now, buddy. We need an 8 or higher with you. That's a 2. I'm going to gain a fate to re-roll. 9. Oh, nice. That's 1 success. Let's put this in our spot here. Boom. There we go. Next, let's go with Phylacteria. Yeah, so I gained a fate. It's not on camera, I don't think, but I gained a fate with Oleander to re-roll that. Now we'll go with Olympia, who also needs an 8 or higher. Amazing. All right. This is looking good. Today's going to be a good day. I can feel it. Just the recordings in general, not even just this in-game day. This whole day, we're just going to have great rolls. Come on. All right. I'm pumped. I'm pumped. Now we'll have Solon go, who's only getting a +1, so he needs a 9 or higher. That's a 6. I mean, from my angle, this looks like a 9. So, you know, tomato, tomato. We're going to gain a fate to re-roll that. Amazing! That is a 9. For real this time. All about the 9s today. So maybe we won't be getting crits today. Maybe we'll just be getting a bunch of good things, not great things. And that's fine with me. I can live with 9s. Now we're just going to roll with Ulysses, and we don't actually care if she succeeds, because there's not really a benefit to her succeeding or not. She got an 8. She needs a 9 or higher, so that is a failure. So we get 3 successes, 1 failure. That puts us in the top category. Awesome. This says, you find that it is not that the truth of the labyrinth is so alluring, but that it offers an answer to the burning questions left after the eschaton. You rouse your crew with an impassioned speech about camaraderie and the hope and purpose of the bonds that bind you. Many denounce their newfound faith and morale is up, yet deep inside you realize that the void left by the Olympians will not be filled with one stirring speech. You need to find something to believe in again. Lose 3 strangers! Woo! Yeah! Stranger danger no more. Then if Argo Fate is 4 or more, we would gain a progress token. We are not gaining a progress token because we are at 0 Argo Fate, which is a good thing. All right. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. All right, let's clear these dice off. Come on, move that out of the way over there. Now we have fully resolved this one. We're going to dump this over in our remove until next timeline battle. Then we have Theseus' Cash. Gain 9 trireme, 6 monument, and 3 armament resources. And then we're also going to gain an Argo knowledge. Fan-freaking-tastic. 9 Argo research, or 9 Argo research. 9 trireme will put us at 44. 6 monument. And 3 armament. Then we will gain 1 Argo knowledge, and because we're gaining this Argo knowledge directly, we technically should be reading this Inwards Odyssey passage immediately, like at the end of this step. I think it's supposed to be. So let me just open the book to that so I don't forget about it. Inwards Odyssey number, what are we on, 15? Yeah. Okay. Ooh, a little foreshadowing for this. The title of it is A Spy Among Us. So stay tuned and we'll hear about that. But for now, let's put this in our remove until next timeline battle. Then we have the Minoan fleet, who we're not at war with. They just really don't like us. And we're going to lose 1 Titan. That's okay. And that sounds like a Titan that would die because the Minoan fleet is probably attacking us, and that Titan protected us. So thank you for your service, Mr. or Mrs. Titan, or Miss. Gonna put that over there. Remove until next timeline battle. Then weapons cache. We're going to gain 2 armament resources. Oops, not gear. 2 armament. and we'll have the pursuer move one closer. So the rules say that pursuer or the adversary's prioritized east-west movement. East-west, I know my directions. So because he's not in line with us horizontally, then we will have him move west one. That will get shuffled back in. And then in our other pile, we have the abandoned fleet, gain 3 trireme resources. We have so much trireme now. And we'll shuffle these 2 cards back into our exploration deck here. Oh gosh. That seems shuffled. All right, now we are at the end of our exploration step, so let's do our Inwards Odyssey. A spy among us. Many times have you felt like the world was out to get you, like the invisible forces of fate conspired against you, and always you felt your adversary breathing down your neck, its dark, moth-like wings spread above you, its cruel, inhuman eyes set upon you. The Hermesian pursuer, a monstrous primordial unlike any other, more intelligent, more spiteful. Not merely an animalistic force of destruction, but a relentless hunter hounding your every move. It killed Argonauts before you awoke. It has taken your crew by the dozens. It toys with you, and it always finds you. You think you are cursed. You are wrong. What is it that I'm looking at? One of you asks, as you size up the strange machina no larger than a mortal's head. It stings, whispers Alcibiades, in an audible song, like birds and bats and bees, so they know where to fly. You feel fear to take hold, You feel fear take hold of your hearts. Where did you find it? It was hidden in one of the bulkheads, recently too. There may be more. It's impossible to tell. So all this time, when doom was stalking you, someone was guiding it. Someone from within the Argo wanted the Hermesian pursuer to find you. Have you told anyone about it? No. Keep it that way. As for the device itself, ... Excuse me. If P8 is marked, gain 1 Argo knowledge and return to the voyage phase. Do we have P8 marked? If I can zoom out here or scroll or something. Okay, what the heck? Why can't I scroll? Let me pause this recording really quick just so I can figure this out. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I figured it out. It said I have to hold the... Oh, no, did I just lose it? There we go. Now I have to hold the option button down on my Mac to be able to use the trackpad as a touch screen. So what was it? P8, I think we were checking for. If P8 is marked, gain an Argo knowledge. P8 is not marked. So, yep, we don't do anything with that. Instead, it says otherwise. Choose one of 2 options. Option 1, destroy it. Immediately remove the Hermesian pursuer from the map. If the Hermesian pursuer was not on the map, gain 1 Argo knowledge. Option 2, use it as bait. Immediately move the Hermesian pursuer to the Argos tile and start a pursuer battle. Gain the Wise Providence boon for this battle. All right. Here's my thinking on the pros of not doing it. So if we destroy it, we just remove the pursuer from the map, we get rid of him, and he becomes not a problem for a little while longer. Hey, that's good. Peaceful, nice, cool. Alternatively, I mentioned before, one of my goals is going to be to kill the Parmesan Pursuer for good in Cycle 1. That's going to require us having to kill him twice. The first time is while he's toying, then after we kill him when he's toying, we're going to have to, that'll open us up to another harder, significantly harder battle that would allow us to like kill him and have him no longer as our adversary. However, the downside of doing that is that he loses the toying trait after we kill him the first time, so facing him every single time after that is going to be a huge pain in the butt, and we're very likely to just lose 4 Titans every time we face him. With the benefit of facing him this time, it'll be a little bit easier to kill him on this attempt because we would have the Wise Providence boon, which allows us to have a Titan round first instead of a Primordial round. So that's a huge benefit. And I mean, what day are we on? We're on day 44. We need to kill him soon anyway. Fuck this guy. We're going to take him down. We're doing this. We're going to use it as bait, and we're going to immediately move the Hermesian Pursuer to our Argo tile and start a Pursuer battle. We're going to gain the Wise Providence boon for this. Let's fucking do this. I'm ready. I hope you're ready too. We're going to end this video here. I'm going to set up the, actually, well, before I end it, let's show this little bastard flying over here to the Argo. And then cue the Pokemon music. We're gonna go into a new video. We're gonna have our first recorded Pursuer battle, and it'll be hopefully the only toying Pursuer battle that we have. And yeah, I'm gonna get everything set up. We might be using the Maze Runner Titan we just crafted, but we'll figure that out. Cool. Well, I'll see you in the next video.